All right, so we're starting the broadcast for the quarter moon session. Sunday, September 2nd for our steering team. And we link that to our notes. All right, so I believe we are ready to get going here. So we did our prioritization, evaluations, and so now we're on to our desired outcomes. Any desired outcomes? So we know we need to do some budget review.
Okay. I sent the proposal. Did you go through this? Option. Budget option.
Yes, I did look at it.
Okay.
The first concern I saw was it seems like Miguel wasn't on it, but other than that, I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay.
I did not include Miguel. Soon we improved the Miguel. Miguel is not even showing up. He has never even sent the text. He's going to come and work. Never. He's just silent. So I don't see any reason of putting someone who is silent, considering on the budget.
Well, for me, the question would be the policy. So for me, the only way to remove someone from the budget is to vote to remove them from the budget, as opposed to just you personally unilaterally removing them.
Okay.
Either way, we'll go through it. We'll go through it in detail. So any other desired outcomes?
My desired outcome is for these members who are not active, we need exactly what did they want. If they need to work with us, they just need to step down for a while. When they come back, they propose their budget. Instead of keeping them on their budget. By the end of the session, we need to get clear the way forward for them.
All right, so inactive members and policies, like review and plan for inactive members and policies. That sound good?
Yeah.
I don't think we have that on our, I guess that could be part of the budget, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, we'll make it part of the budget.
Yeah.
Any other desired outcomes? Or good?
You're good to go with that.
Maybe at least have a plan for conflict evolution and communications. All right, so I think that's pretty much it on my side. So let's check in on the topics. So we have the top 10 internal topics are, wait, let's make sure they're ranked correctly. That's good. And we did lose Abdul, so we could change the priorities based on Abdul not being here. So this would be with Abdul, and let's see what it looks like without Abdul. So it changes
almost the same, but
well, it changes a little bit. There's some differences. So this is.
Do we really have taxes there on prioritization?
Taxes would go under number 3, which would be new moon goals and priorities.
Goals and priorities.
Which would be our client work. So let's see what that looks like. Whoops, this is supposed to go like that. So that's just going to be the same as our global core team goals. For the one, we're in 138, right?
Yeah.
Or are we in 31? 138?
We are in 31 actually.
We're in 31. Okay.
31.
So number 1 through. This is the one that we messed up.
No.
Remember?
Oh yeah, we are still on 31. Sorry. I was thinking like.
This is the one that we messed up at the full moon. Remember? So that's why it's all ordered wrong. Okay, so those are the priorities. So Mo taxes is number 2. Okay, so any other priorities or goals, desired outcomes, topics? Pretty good. Any objections to our topics?
No objection.
All right, so what's next here? So we have agreement on our desired outcomes and topics. So next is schedule. So we want to do top of the hour break for 5 minutes, and then we want to do bottom of the hour stretches. Who's the timekeeper?
I am.
All right, so Albina, can you do that, or do I need to set timers?
No, I will.
You're gonna do it, okay. So then, what's the next session?
Are we reviewing our topics? 1 minute review.
Well, no, we already did.
Okay, fine. So
we're in scheduling. We are in scheduling, guys.
Oh, sorry.
We're under the scheduling topic, right? We're trying to figure out how long we're going to go, and then when the next session is. So let's.
The next session is Venus.
Let's try to wrap up.
Venus session.
Let's try to wrap up by 10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then be done by 10:30 latest. All right, and you said the Venus session, and when is the Venus session?
Wednesday.
Okay, so for the Venus session, I would say that we want to announce that everyone must respond regarding their attendance at the Venus session, or they get a what are we calling it, like a strike or something? Last warning. Right. So people are required, right? The policy is that if you're getting paid, if you're getting paid and in the budget, you are required to communicate about your schedule, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not active and you get cut from the budget. It's that simple. So
I think the other problem is, Jay, when it comes like you say, you are not required to attend the session. I think maybe people took it like it's just normal. They can just skip. They come.
When it is an option, no, they can.
Yeah, it's like it's an option.
It is an option that people don't have to attend the session, but you do have to let us know whether or not you plan on attending. Does that make sense?
Yes, but sometimes it's going to be very tricky when we give people option every time. We need to. Sometimes we need everyone to be there when we have a meeting.
I don't know what you guys are talking about at all. Watch, I'll show you how to do it. Hi, Lucy. Are you going to attend the Venus session? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, boom. That took literally 10 seconds. What's complicated about it? What's the problem?
No, I'm not saying like asking people is a problem. Okay, let's continue. Anyway, let's continue.
I don't understand what the issue is. If people don't show up, that's perfectly fine if they don't want to come. They're not required to come, but they are required to tell us yes or no. Are you coming? Right now, we're not doing the attendance. Like we don't have a schedule set up for the for the workers. Do you understand? Like we didn't have responses from everybody for the Mercury session. We didn't have responses for everybody here today. right? That's a huge problem.
We did, Jay. For me, I
No.
did. I responded on CV.
Who responded?
Me, when he just
I don't care
posted
that
on
you responded. You're here, whatever. What I'm trying to explain to you, what you're not getting, is that every single worker is required to respond.
Okay.
So that's great that you responded, but what about the other 15 people? Do you understand what I'm concerned about?
Sure,
If you only think about yourself, then that's not the team, and that makes me upset, right? It's like, well, this is not about you, it's not about me, it's not about Lucy, it's about the entire team being responsible and being organized. Okay?
Yes.
So there is a responsibility, which is part of worker involvement verification, which is the scheduling responses from all workers, right? So were you guys working on that or not? Because I remember you saying you were going to do it, but you didn't. Albina, were you working on that?
I did it. I think Lucy also.
Lucy?
On scheduling responses from all workers.
Yeah.
So Lucy, you're working on that too?
Yes.
Okay, so this needs to get done. And if you don't know how to do it, you need to ask right now so that we can get you understanding, because it's not like, basically what I'm trying to say is that the work that was required to happen for the Mercury session and the quarter moon session didn't happen. So that's a huge problem. So therefore, the next time we can get it done for would be the Venus session. So we need to announce to everyone that they must respond regarding their attendance at the Venus session. If they don't, then they get a warning and then they get cut from the budget. Right? So, you know, somebody needs to be responsible for overseeing that process and getting it done.
Jay, is it the same as updating the schedule spreadsheets?
Yes.
Old one and new one?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
But I did for
I think it's like when someone responding, Albina, we send the message. When someone responds, you go back to this schedule that we have. You put it, yes, responded, it's coming. Then also we need to announce those are people who are coming on the schedule.
Oh, yeah. What I did not do for the Mercury, actually, I did not even announce. I think that is the thing. But I was trying to update it.
There's no requirement to announce, but I updated the spreadsheet because it was a mess and it wasn't organized at all. But if you look under Mercury session, right, the vast majority of people for New World did not respond. There was no response. And not expected is unacceptable. Not expected is like nonsense. Right? It's either yes, you're attending, or no, you're not attending. The only other option would be like maybe not sure. Like I'll get back to you.
About not expected, it is you who told me, can you update that? I didn't even go to your Skype, you send it. Just write someone who is not, you don't expect, write not expected or no.
If they respond and say that they're not coming, then they're not coming. But respond, it's all as simple, yes or no. Are they invited? Yes or no. Are they responding? Yes or no. Did they respond? Yes or no. Are they coming? Yes or no. Let's keep it simple, straightforward, organized. It doesn't have to be complicated. Okay?
Yeah.
So for today's session, for example, the vast majority of people did not respond, you know, so we don't even know what's going on. Also, this is where we need to update for Teresa and Joyce, right? I asked you to update it and you didn't update it. So we would say for Joyce, leave until September 15th, right? And then for Teresa, it was October 1st, right?
Yeah, October 1st.
So can you update that for the rest of the sessions?
Cool.
So far for the Venus session, I'm the only person in the new world who's responded. Does that make sense or no?
Makes sense.
So what's going to happen if no one else responds? Like, as far as you guys are concerned, you seem to think that everything's perfectly fine and that it doesn't matter that no one responded. You know, what I'm trying to say is that that's unacceptable, right? It's unacceptable for people not to respond. Like, it's required. And then also over here, this needs to be organized. So this is all old world, right? ADMHC old world. Yeah. Cool. So we just need to get this completed. It shouldn't be that complicated. Albina, Abdul, Zilu, Lucy, myself already responded. Zonad, and Nalabra. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. That's six Skype messages maximum. You know, or you could do one Skype message and put all of them on the same message and be like, hey everybody, are you planning on coming to the Venus session? You know, Albina, Abdul, Zilu, Lucy, Zonad, and Nilabra, you're invited, are you coming? And then they either respond and then you update it, or they don't respond, then you ask them again until they respond. If they don't respond, then they get a warning and then they get removed from the budget if they're not communicating about their schedule. Okay?
Yeah.
So are we gonna get this done before the Venus session or what?
Sure. Yes.
So are we, do you guys understand that we were not in agreement before? Like that it didn't make any sense what you were saying? Or am I missing something?
No, you're not missing anything, Jay.
Okay, so we just didn't do the work, right? We went over it, we did all the training, we tried to get it all happening, and then it just didn't happen. So now I'm training you again for like the third or fourth time, and let's just do it. Let's just get it done. And you don't even have to do it. You can just assign someone else to do it. Anyone can do this. This is super simple. You know, get Steve O to do it. He said he would do it, you know, or get Radzu or get, you know.
No, Radzu cannot even say about Radzu.
I don't care. Just the point is that, you know, we're going to be recruiting new people, but anyone can do this. This is really simple, right? If we just have somebody else you can talk to, you can just tell them, you can show them how to do it. It's really not complicated, but it needs to get done. Like it can't not get done, or that would be a major problem for you as well. Cool. So from there, we have the 4th, 8th moon. And then for the new moon, I don't think this is correct. I think that 18 p.m. is also not correct either. It's not, it should be 18 p.m. And then we need to know whether or not it's the new world. And then we need to make sure we know whether or not people are invited. Can you handle that, or?
Yeah, I'm just confirming on the new one. Just a minute on the calendar.
And the same is true with the Mars session. We need to get that organized as well.
No, it's okay. Why is it yellow, Jay?
Because it's not clear whether it's old world or new world.
It is new world.
Sunday, new world.
But it says 12 p.m. UTC.
Old, 12. It is 6.
6 p.m.
Yeah, it's almost new world. Yes,
Okay,
it is
so
going
this
to
one's
new world
new
because
world.
it is almost 100. It is all from new world.
Yeah.
Half of it is old world and new world.
Actually, once we are ending the Zurich, then we
So
go to Hydra.
Then the hard drive. Just a new world.
So if it's new world, it would be wait. Oh no, that's not correct. So all right, so new moon we're still not sure about. Mars we're saying is new world, but everybody's invited to Mars anyways, so that should be fine. and this is the 16th, so that means that Joyce should be back by then. So let's get Joyce there as well. So first quarter moon is also not clear. 23 p.m. is not a correct time. Okay. And then this is, so can we get these updated or?
Which one again?
So the first quarter moon and the new moon.
New moon is just the same that time, Jay. So it's just a new world, new world time.
So it is New World?
Yeah, 6 p.m. It's already.
Okay, but it says 18 p.m. I would either put 1800 hours or I would put 6 p.m., but saying 18 p.m. is kind of confusing.
New moon is 6 p.m.
18 is just 6 p.m.
No, 18 p.m. is 18 p.m. 1800 hours is 1800 hours. 6 p.m. is 6 p.m. They're just not the same thing. Can we just
24 hours, Jay? Is that a problem? We are using
no.
24
Well, we
hours.
want, but it doesn't say 24 hours. It doesn't say 1800 p.m. It doesn't say 1800 hours. It says 18 p.m. And then you go up to the next one. It says 7 p.m. Keep everything standard, right? Remember, it's not about you. It's about the entire team. The last thing we want anyone to have to do is get confused about what the time is, right? Everyone should be able to understand it. It should be in the same format every single time. Does that make sense? You guys understanding me or not?
Yeah, we are understanding you.
Right, so 7 p.m., if you look at the 4th, 8th moon, it says 7 p.m. 7 p.m. would be 1900 hours for the 24-hour clock. But it doesn't say 1900 hours, it says 7 p.m. So the new moon should be the same format, okay? Let's just keep everything the same formatting so that it's clear to everybody, so everybody knows what's going on. Also, if you look under last quarter moon, I put New World and I put Sonic, right? Eventually, that's what we're going to want to do for all of them. We want to know the actual octant, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the goal eventually, because then everyone knows the octants. The octants are much easier than the times, all right?
I think the winner will be in Fulcrum.
All right, well, if that's Fulcrum, then write it down so that everyone knows.
Okay.
But 24 hours, I don't see whether it is a problem. I think these.
Well, if you want to do 24 hours, that's perfectly fine. But do 24 hours for everything then.
Yeah.
All right, 24 hours. If you want to do 24 hours, 100, do it for everything. If you want to do AM, PM, do AM, PM. But don't do 1800 PM. That's not functional, right? You either do 2400 hour clock or you do AM, PM, 12-hour clock. You don't do a mix between them. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. All right. So hopefully we can get that all organized because right now we're still a mess as far as our schedule is concerned. But we're getting really close. And getting our schedule organized is the first step to getting any of the workers organized. All right. So the new moon, when's the new moon? So 4th, 8th moon, the new moon is September 9th at 6 p.m. UTC. September 9th, 6 p.m. UTC. All right. So that's our schedule for the next week through the new moon. So I think we're ready to move on to the proposals and decisions. Are there
6 p.m. will be Hydra.
6 p.m. UTC is Hydra?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be at 12? I think that would be Andromeda.
No, Andromeda. No, still.
6 p.m. is Hydra. I have a bit, 1 hour a bit for all one, for Zuri time.
Yeah. Maybe you can say for the.
We can say Zuri
no,
from Hydra.
Not really, even in Zuri, Lucy.
Anyway, somewhere we have a calendar that goes over the exact UTC times for each and every octant, and you can just look it up, and then you know exactly what it is.
We will.
I know that exists somewhere. We could link it to the schedule. All right. So, any other questions for the schedule?
No question.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So hopefully we can get that all completed. It shouldn't be complicated. It shouldn't take a lot of time. It's just asking people, are you planning on coming or not? If they don't respond, then we cut them from the budget. It's that simple. We'll give them a warning first and then they're cut, right? Everyone's required to respond to our schedule, right? That's a requirement, right?
Yes.
Cool. Good. All right. Any other questions for the schedule?
No.
All right. So proposals. Any proposals?
Do you have any proposal? Lucy, was it a proposal for inactive members? Okay. For the new member, for inactive members, was it just a discussion?
Well, we have an agenda item for that.
Okay, fine.
And just because you don't have a proposal up front doesn't mean you can't bring up a proposal later. You can bring up a proposal anytime. But this is just to make sure that people who already have proposals, that even if we don't get to them in the agenda, that they still get voted on the doc. Okay? Or on the form, the voting form. All right. So I think that's everything. I think we're ready to start, but let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break, and then we'll get started. It looks like Abdul's not here, so I think we're going to go ahead and do the one without Abdul. So, but the budget is the same either way. Okay, so we're going to do the. Well, actually, before we do the budget, we're going to do. We're going to go through everything. We're going to do the team. We're going to do the team setup topics, and we're going to go through each one 1 minute each. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So in 5 minutes when we get back, we'll go through each one 1 minute each.
Thank you.
And we have about an hour and a half left.
Okay, let's take a break. 5 minutes.
Cool.
That's awesome.
I'm back.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
So we're gonna just go through everything real quick. So, Albina, are you gonna be able to do the 1 minute timing, or do you want me to set
Yes,
a timer?
I will. I'll be able.
You can do it? Okay. So the budget basically, so the first question is, are we skipping the new budget ranking? And then from there, we already have some options, we want to finalize options. We also want to review, what was it called? What was that desired outcome? There was some other thing we wanted to review. Review
Hello,
plan
guys.
for inactive members. So, oh yeah, we're starting already, Lucy. I didn't realize you weren't here.
Yeah, I just want to leave, but I will try to join over the phone. I'm going somewhere, but I will try my all best to join over the phone.
Oh, so are you checking out now, or?
No, I'm just buying the bundles so that I can use the phone.
Okay.
Okay, remember, if you can get a receipt, we can give you a reimbursement.
It's maybe I don't know how. It's not like a receipt, because I just buy on, unless if you have a message, I can send a message. I usually buy just on.
Yeah, just take a screenshot, or just, it should be somewhere on your phone bill. You just gotta highlight it.
Yeah, on my phone, yes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So, anyways, just let us know if you can't, if you on Skype, if you can't hear us anymore. Okay.
Okay, and I believe I will make it through the phone.
Okay. So,
okay, bye. Let me. Okay.
For the budget, we have.
30 more seconds.
Well, obviously we're starting it over since Lucy.
Okay.
We were talking about something else. We weren't talking about the budget.
Fine. Okay.
Okay. So the other thing that we need to do is we need to review, budget policies on inactive. So is there anything else on the budget? We also need to go through maybe the budget prioritization spreadsheet. Anything else for the budget?
Are we reviewing for the next month budget?
Well, that's what we're talking about, is the next month. So this would be, do you remember what budget
those
it
are
is?
the basic things we need to discuss. Those are the basic things we have.
Yeah. So also there's the main buddy team ranked budget. Like that's still not, this needs to be verified. So technically speaking, you're supposed to verify the main buddy team ranked budget before skipping to to the options, right?
Yeah, a minute is over.
What?
A minute is over.
Okay, do you have anything else for the budget?
No.
Okay, so now we're going on to the new moon goals. So the main thing here is just reviewing what it is that we're focusing on for each goal. All right, so we have mission within. We're doing mainly like voting forms for the membership and also legal. Mode taxes, we obviously are doing Innovate United taxes and USCOB. and it's you know, we're in hard stop, and it is like, I think it's September 15th is like
15th, yeah.
or we get fines. Sponsorship program, we're doing digital storytellers. Digital storytellers is top priority. And then we're dealing with issues for BAC issues. J support, you know, I mean, it's just basically real-time, you know, virtual assistant work, and it just, we're just not doing it. So that's something that could be done. Anyone could do that. Internal team setup. Well, that goes back to the other list, right? So we're gonna skip that. Legion member relations. So this is, again, is also real-time virtual assistant work. And for this, it's mainly like our distribution of tokens and team equity, right?
A minute is over.
Okay, we're almost done. Client relations and support. Oh, this would be invoicing, right? And this is
invoicing.
This is client work, and we have to do this. This is like a high priority for income. If we don't do that, we shouldn't have any money. If we don't do invoicing, there literally shouldn't be money. It's gonna be, this needs to be a hard stop, soft stop priority. Okay.
So which clients are we like for taxes?
Everything, every single client, everything that the client, whether it's UMBUS or anything, needs to invoice, or there's no money, right? So this needs to be a soft/hard stop priority. Client billing, well, that's the same. That's the same thing. Client relations, invoicing, support, all that stuff, same thing. Okay.
Okay.
Taxes, nonprofit taxes. So we need to be starting to prepare and train people to help with the nonprofit taxes, and then also there is the individual taxes, which are before the nonprofit taxes. It should be easier than the for-profit. Money organizing, money security. I mean, this is, again, real-time virtual assistant work, but it's definitely important. Token distribution, yeah, this is important as well. This would be good. Team equity, etc. Okay, so that's basically what's going on with our new moon goals. All right.
Yeah.
Any questions about that? All right, so then the
My
next
question
one,
was on just a simple question, Jay, on client relations invoicing support. How is it different from the internal billing we are doing?
I don't think it is. Oh, from the internal billing, we're not. We're right now. We're our work people are billing billing UMBUS.
Yeah.
Right. So the workers are billing UMBUS, and then UMBUS has to bill the clients. Every single UMBUS pool is a client pool, and so the money doesn't come into UMBUS unless we actually bill the client.
So when UMBUS bill to client, that is what we call client relations invoicing?
Yes.
So what is the next step? Like now we did the new tabulation process. So what is the next step so that we can bill to clients?
The invoice tabulation process is for the budget, right? It's internally so we can get our budget set up and know who's bringing in the money and what's going on and ranking people. But as far as like the external billing, it's about billing the clients, right? The priority would be the external bill. Anyways, when we go over that, we prioritize it. We'll get to that. We'll talk about it and we'll do it, okay? But we haven't done it ever. We've never done it. Obviously, it's not a priority. Do you understand?
Sure. Yes, but so let's learn something.
I know, but now is not the time.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we have it prioritized. We're gonna do it, and you know, we'll get to it. But the point is that this is something very important if we want to increase our income or have income at all. Otherwise, our income is going to continue to go down, down, down. Okay.
Yeah.
If we don't bill and we don't invoice our clients, especially our external clients, then we get cut and we can't show our value. It's just not good. It's just not professional. If you don't bill your clients, your expectation is to not get paid. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so client work coordination. Anything on this one? Like, I don't think we even have a coordinator. Need to assign a coordinator. So this is a task, right? Send out another announcement requesting someone to step up to become the client. All right, can we do that?
Yes, send out. Okay.
Anything else on client work coordination?
You said we need to add a new client. We have a new client.
Yes, we do. So add new client to the budget. This is going to be New Earth Nation. And we can start at like $100, but hopefully it will go up.
Okay. Is it effective immediately or from next month, the new degree month?
Either way, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we only have 1 week and we're on taxes hard stop, so we're probably not going to get to it this month. So you can just focus it for next month.
Okay. A minute is over on that.
Okay, next is methods. I feel like our methods are okay. I mean, we still need to do more training on methods, and I think this comes into our staff systems. Do we have staff systems in our steering team? I don't know if we have staff systems. Let's add that, staff systems. Definite high priority. All right, so this is part of staff systems, I would say. Anyway, like I can't think too much more about the methods. I don't know if it's necessarily right. Do you have any questions about the methods?
Not really. Maybe training on the staff systems.
Well, no, methods would be part of the training within the staff systems. So staff systems includes training for all the new recruits and existing recruits on methods. Okay, soft stop, hard stop, coordination, and our taxes hard stop. So where are we on this? So do we have a schedule yet? So we need a schedule. So the schedule, you know, is Lucy doing that? I don't know who is supposed to do the schedule. We still don't have a schedule, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to meet with Mel probably tomorrow. You know, it's be Monday to finalize good cause group tabulation or reconciliation transaction. So that should happen tomorrow or the next day. I don't think it should be too complicated. And then Zilu already started with the updated categories. So that is almost close. So I mean, I would say like, you know, meet with Zilu to finalize existing categories, and then we can update everything. And then it's just a matter of like updating the forms and then printing and sending to Jay, you know, and then we need to, you know, sign and send to IRS. So we're really close. I mean, we could get it done this week if we just focus, you know, because we need to get out of this hard stop. This is bad. Any other questions on the soft hard stop?
No question. Maybe we'll just check on the schedule. Let's see if it is okay.
Well, also we need to add scheduling, the responsibility for scheduling workers for, you know, global sessions, normal sessions, right? This is super duper important. So we want to add to the self-driven responsibilities. You think you could do that?
No, scheduling workers for global sessions. How is it related to taxes? Are we still going to?
But it's an assigned self-driven responsibility. That's a hard soft stop, right? So this needs to happen even though we're on taxes hard stop. Does that make sense? So we need to add this to assign self-driven responsibilities, and you can assign it. We can assign it to Steve-O. Steve-O knows how to do this, and then Lucy and Albina. You're the three people who know how to do this, and this needs to get done. This is what we went over during the schedule. That's not the thing that's not getting done that needs to get done.
Okay.
So can we add that to the assign self-driven responsibilities?
Yes.
Okay. Team goals and priorities. Why? What's this? Why is that here?
It is on number 7.
Team goals and priorities. All right. Well, this is the same thing as number 3, so we can skip that.
I just skip that one.
General worker communications. What's that? I think we might have missed something. We missed our conflict evolution policy. We skipped that one. Rankings, mandatory priorities. So rankings, mandatory priorities. I would say mandatory priorities is just not really a priority right now.
Yeah.
So we can skip that and focus on hard stop, soft stop. General worker communications. I mean, this has to do with the websites. And also we're going to make email lists. We need to get our email list set up so that we have much better communications. We can just, there's so many ways we can improve our team communications, and there's our methods, right? There's a lot of things we can do for team communications. Rankings, we're considering making an internal op budget pool, you know, so I don't know if we want to do that, but that's an option. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Can you think of anything else?
I think we are okay with that one. You said we will do our rankings basing on the new tabulation.
The primary rankings is the actual average top monthly HR ranking, right?
Hello?
Hi, Lucy, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can now. I'm just in a noisy place. You'll bear with me.
No problem.
Cool. So the only one that we forgot that we should go back to, because we skipped it, was the conflict evolution.
Okay.
So for this one, it is. So one is obviously the issue is like, you know, conflict evolution process for J. Lucy. So we should go through that some more. And then from there, if you could mute, Lucy, that would be good. So from here we have the. Can hear you. If you can mute, that would be good. So we have the new policy for anti-bullying. So that's another one we want to address. Yeah, but I mean, this is the most important one. Just understanding, like, you know, communications and collaboration between Jay and Lucy and other workers, you know, in relationship to these concerns, you know, regarding, like, you know, fear and communication, showing up and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's super important. So can you guys think of anything else regarding this one?
No.
Okay. All right. So I think we're good on
yes,
on this agenda item. How are we doing on time on this?
Yes, we are. Actually, we just spent there 2 minutes. We are 2 minutes into the bottom of our first hour.
Well, I know, but for this agenda item, we had 10 to 15 minutes scheduled.
Yeah, but we were just reviewing 1 minute review on each.
I know. So the question is, how much time did we spend on the whole thing?
Like 12 minutes.
Oh, cool. So we did it within the time frame. That's great.
Yes.
Cool. Great, great, great. All right. So now we're going on to go into more detail on the budget. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So next item, budget. Okay. I'm just updating the table of contents right now. So for the budget, what is the plan on the budget? So I guess my main question is, you guys are okay to skip the new budget rankings from the tabulation and the new format for the rankings and the budget tiers?
I think you are to show me the next step on the budget using the tabulation ranking.
So we don't want to skip it?
We already updated the MBT rank budget.
But we did not use the tabulation, the new tabulation, you see? It is tabulated basing on the requested amount.
Okay, so we have there's three parts here. One is there's the, finalizing the tabulation, using it to do the new ranked budget. Then there's finishing the main buddy team ranked budget and getting it verified that it's correct. Then you finalize the options. So that seems to be what we skipped. We skipped at least 2 steps here, which is okay if we want to skip all that and try to just finalize the main buddy team budget. But what I'm asking is if we want to go back and actually go over that fully,
We have time, we can go through it, but we can skip it for now. But it will be also good if you tell us on how we can run.
I think we updated the Jen.
I can't hear Lucy. You updated what?
We updated the U on invoice tabulation. You can see individual the way they rank.
Sure, but did you do it for main buddy teams, or did you use it for the ranked budget? I don't think so. So that's fine.
Okay,
that the tabulation is done and correct. I have no worries about that. So we can just use it for the overall budget, which is fine, and the team budgets.
Okay.
But if you guys want to go through the main buddy team rank budget, we can. Otherwise, or the new format, we can. Otherwise, we can just do that for next month.
Okay, we have MBT rank budget ready then. You can use that for now.
Yeah, that one basically basing on the requested.
Yeah, this is how we usually do.
Okay, so let's just make a final decision on this. So option 1 is to use the old method with the normal rankings for the main buddy team ranked budget. And so this was we were using requested amount.
Yeah.
Right? And then option 2, I mean, technically speaking, there's a third option, which would just be to use the complex method. Averaging with HR rankings. So then option 3 is to use the new method with the tabulation ranking, tabulation budgets. So this is net positive versus net negative loss, right? Net positive revenue versus net negative loss, okay? And then I guess option 4 would be the complex method with the new tabulation budgets. So those are the 4 options for doing the budget. Obviously, the simplest one is just option number 1, what we've already been doing each month. So this is the simplest model. And that's what you guys already did or just started. So let's just go through. I'm fine with this. I'm also fine with this one. I think the complex methods are okay if you really wanted to do it, but they're obviously more complicated.
I'm fine with the first option.
Lucy?
Then 3.
Can you read for me the first option?
Using the old method with normal rankings for MBT ranked budgets. Option 3 is, okay. Option 3 is using the complex method.
No.
Option 3, use the new method with the tabulation budgets.
That's with the net positive revenue versus net negative loss.
Yeah.
Back-to-back defeats, but made the Memphis Revenue Council score 2 goals in the first half to give them a deserved lead at the break. Also, they have
all right, so I guess we're going for option 1. So the proposal would be to just use the old method with the normal rankings from requested budgets, requested proposals, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm fine with this. Yeah, I'm a 7.5. Albina, Lucy?
Lucy, which number are you?
Are you yes?
Are you voting for?
You said yes, no?
7.5.
All right, so.
During the shootout,
Okay, so we have agreement on that. Looks good. So then the only question on the main buddy team ranked budget is just making sure it is updated with all of the correct buddy teams. And the main one I know that is missing is Miguel.
Albina, you can add Miguel. I think he's the only one that not updated there. But everyone is okay, already updated.
Let's also get the let's get the correct moon month here.
Again,
Luis.
That was missing there.
What from Miguel? I don't know if he has.
You can just get him on MBT, but that will be MBT.
All right, so it's currently the 91-degree east moon month, and we're going to the 90-degree west. So it's 90-degree west, and then it's 123-degree east, and then 62-degree west, and then 70-degree east is the beginning of the new half year, I believe. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can see that on the Selene day calendar. The first tab is the moon months, if you ever need to get the moon months. So it's going to be a 90-degree west is our next moon month.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is also a huge problem here. There needs to be initial main buddy team verification for the budget, final main buddy team verification, and pop verification before anyone can start work. So this is what was the problem last time, is that's what didn't get done, remember?
Yeah.
And then we have scheduling responsibilities verification and worker involvement, verification, right? So this is also
I just
still not
verified the
completed.
budget. I think the only person that not verified is Rashid and Almas.
Okay, but the problem is that it's not updated, right? The verification is not complete. Okay.
So where should I update that verification?
Right here on the
But I
budget,
just
column
verified.
G and H.
I verified. Okay. But the only one that I did not verify is Almas. He put the budget in B only. Maybe Albina, you can write a message to them.
Yeah. Zonad and Abdul verified.
Also, as far as like putting budget options, I would put budget options in separate tab if you want to do that. Okay.
Yeah, I think it will be okay.
Yeah, just to keep it simpler, because this creates some problems in terms of having totals and stuff like that.
So can I just add a tab?
So what the main purpose of the options is between having reduced or full budgets, right? Like, did you guys do any reduced options, or am I missing something?
No, we did not do any reduced option.
Okay, so obviously that's a problem. So the first is based on the actual income, which is 600 and I think it's less than this now. We did the tabulation, wasn't it 5 something?
$168 and $435.
All right. Well,
it's after reducing the admin.
So this would be client income for UMBUS, and then we'd have team income after costs, right? So the team income is the primary one. We can look at both, as long as it's somewhere in between. But let's just start making sure we are organizing ourselves with the team income as well. Okay, I'll get the right number.
Let me look at the tabulations.
I can get it. No, don't worry about it. I got it.
Okay.
So what you need to focus on is organizing this. I would get the options into a separate spreadsheet. We need to add Miguel and Luis.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else
Yeah,
missing?
I'm adding
That's it. I think
apart from those, Miguel, everyone is already there.
Great. So from there, the first option should be fitting in their actual income, right? Who actually fits into the income? That would be the first option. All right, here we go. So, UMBUS pool tabulation spreadsheet. All right, so New World is 125.60. $125.60, and then Old World is 428.15. 428.15. So this would be the fully correct budget. Will be $553.75. So the rest of the funds go to our other expenses. So this would be the basically the HR budget, or the worker budget. That make sense?
Yeah.
Because we always have to remember there are additional costs. Otherwise, everything doesn't get covered. But what we need to do is focus on increasing income. And our total potential income for the month is looking at around $2,300. Plus, we can add an additional $100 with that additional our new client. So this is going to be New Earth Nation, and we can start it at $100. So so that brings us up to like 2,400. I'd say we can do as high as 2,500. So the problem, of course, is that we're just not doing the work. I think the biggest focus we need to do is recruitment. Because we just need to recruit people who are going to help do the work, We need to get out of these hard stops.
So, Jay, what about like we have Almas that are not even showing the interest? I think that is also an issue.
Indeed, they're also ranked lowest. So if you look at the budget here, you can see that Almas and Rashid are the lowest, and Miguel and Luis are definitely the lowest, but they're the second.
No, I'm just still adding there so that you can. Yeah, still lowest. 6.16 is still the lowest we get.
Even the Abdul partner, Roseanne, is it Roseanne? That guy is not even serious.
Zonad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would say that if people don't show up this week, it would be, cutting Zonad, and that would take out Abdul as well. And then there's Rashid and Almas. If they don't show up, I mean, there's just should be no problem.
And also Raz.
We can still have an option for like now, if Zonad is not showing up and Zilu also, Razu is not showing up, they can make a new MBT. Abdul and Zilu.
Yeah, who cares about new MBTs are not my concern. Anyone can create whatever MBT they want to. That should have nothing to do with the policies. The policies are that if you don't show up, you don't communicate, you don't do any work, then you don't need to be in the budget. It doesn't matter. The MBT doesn't matter. Your ability to make a new mini buddy team or not should have nothing to do with the budget. The budget is just like you're either cut or you're in the budget based on your contributions. So let's make a list. So I'm going back to our notes right now, and we're in the budget still. So this is a list of current workers who are borderline inactive. So we said we had Zonad, Nilabra, Razu, Almas, Rashid.
Another option, we just have to put other option, Teresa, even though Teresa, Aline, and Joyce. Even though they put that, we are not even sure whether they will come because they have been in budget for all this time.
Who are you saying?
Can we just put the other option, just an option, in case if they are not going to show up on the date that they gave us? Teresa, Aline, and Joyce.
Well, yeah, if they don't show up on the date that they give us, then we automatically cut them from the budget anyways.
And we just include them on the inactive members because they have not been working.
Yeah.
Well, but we would prorate them. We would prorate Joyce, Teresa, and Eileen.
And also Miguel need to be on, also among the inactive members.
Miguel and Luis.
It seems like Miguel is not even willing to come back to work with us.
Yeah. So do you guys understand about prorating for Joyce, Teresa, and Aline?
I understand.
So can you do that? So for Teresa, Joyce, and Aline, this would be incorrect. These would be all need to be updated. All this right here. Okay.
So we just put 0 because they are not going to be in the budget.
Well, no,
but
they're coming back. Eileen's coming back on the 12th. Joyce is coming back on the 15th. And Teresa's coming back on October 1st.
First, so I think it's only Teresa is going not to have the value there. The next month we are starting next week.
Okay, but do you understand how to prorate? Or do I need to explain it to you?
No, just explain because now we have 2 people who are going to be in the budget back.
All right, so there's Joyce on September 15th. There's Eileen on September 12th. And then we have Teresa on October 1st. All right, so the easiest way to do this obviously would be to open up the Selenium calendar. It's possible to do it without that, but that is obviously the easiest, right?
Mm-hmm. We are 13 minutes into the topic.
Not sure if we actually have the Selenium calendar updated for next month. It only goes September 9th. So could someone put on our task list to request Zilu to update the Selenium calendar for next month? Can we do that?
I've never updated, but I can try.
No, it's not what I said. I said, could someone request to Zilu to make sure that gets updated?
Yes, I will.
Great. All right, thank you. So anyways, we don't need the Selenium calendar. That just makes it easier. So all we really need to do is just see where the date is, September 9th.
Yeah, so both Joyce and Aline will be in the new budget.
And then it ends October 9th. Okay, so it's September 9th to October 9th. So the 90-degree moon month is equal from September 9 to October 9. And we're just going to say it's about 29 days, right?
Yeah.
So if you think about it, with Joyce, with Teresa is going back October 1st. So October 1st through 9th would be, 10 days of 29. So that'd be about 1/3.
Okay. That's just 1 week.
So this is Teresa. So you would take 10.
Mm-hmm.
Divided by 29 is equal to 34.4%. All right, and then whatever her budget is would equal her prorated budget. Does that make sense?
So we prorated like 34%.
Yeah. So then Eileen's coming back September 12th. So for Eileen, she's September 9th through 12th is 9, 10, 11. It's only 3 days. So it'd be 29 days minus 3 is 26 days total. So if we prorated the 26 days divided by 29 days, it's going to be 89.6.7. So 89.7%.
Yeah.
And then you just multiply, times their budget. So can you get their budget?
Yes,
so for Joyce, she's coming back on the 15th. So you do 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's 7 days.
The budget is $510.
510.
No, we need each one of their budgets. Each one.
Okay.
So for Joyce, we have 22 days. That's just prorated divided by 29 is going to be 75.9%.
Joyce is 250.
All right, so Joyce is 250 per month times 75.9 is 190.
Eileen is 120.
So 120 times 89.7 is 108. So we just do 110 is fine for Eileen. And
140.
Teresa's 140. So if you do 140 times 34.4 is $50. Okay, so you do 110 plus 190 plus 50. 110 plus
110 plus 190 plus
is $350.
350. Yeah.
So that's
What
the
about hours?
prorated budget for the main buddy team.
The hours the same.
You would calculate the hours similarly, or you could just do the percentage, just multiply the percentage times the hours. So if you say it's 100, if you said that Joyce's budget is 250 for how many hours, then I could just multiply the hours times 75.9% as well.
Okay, let me check.
For 15 hours. Yes, yes.
15
hours.
15 hours? So if you do 15 hours times point, well, no, it would still be 15 hours. The hour stays the same. So it's 15 hours a week, but it's only for 75.9% of the total time. So the hour stays the same.
Yeah, I think the hour stays the same.
May I have a question, Jen? What if these guys are not showing up on the same date? Is there another policy that we give them warning, or we just remove them from the budget?
Yeah, we would just remove them from the budget.
We just remove them from the budget?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eileen is 10 hours.
Like the case of Eileen, she updated she's in Australia, starting a new job. And I don't think whether she even communicated to us. She's not, she's getting another way, which is good also for someone to get a new job. But they need to be frank instead of using the word that's flying us, saying I'm doing this, and then really saying that doing other things. She's just updated on her Facebook status. She's in Australia, starting a new job.
All right. So, do you guys understand us all? Is that good?
I think Lucy come again.
What's Albina?
You were saying something.
I was saying on Aline status, she updated on Facebook. She's in Australia, is starting a new job. And I believe she did not even tell us that. She's just saying, I'm taking care of my dad, which I assume is not that true. I think it is good to be transparent.
Okay, but I'm not sure what we could really do about that. Well, our focus should be on recruitment, not punishing people who want to go work somewhere else. I mean, I'm not totally understanding what you're trying to say.
Yes,
if someone doesn't want to work with us, that's perfectly fine. They don't have to work with us.
But we don't need to bother ourselves always for it. We remove them in the budget. When they come, they said, I'm going to be willing, doing like 3 hours per week or 2 hours per week. That is perfect. Instead, we prorate them by the end of the month. They're not there. Why?
So, I mean, as far as like the last month, they weren't in the budget at all. They didn't affect the budget at all last month, the whole buddy team, because they all took leave for the month, except maybe Aline, right? But hers was only $50. So now they're saying they're coming back this month. So I don't see what the problem is. So it's only $350.
But you're not even sure whether they will or they will not. They keep on pushing. It come this day.
I don't agree. I think that Aline has always said September 12th or so since we've been talking with her. Joyce has always said September 15th. Teresa is the only person who pushed it back. So she pushed it back like...
Aline has been pushing. She was to report on 2nd August. She just came for 1 day. Disappeared again. Added some 2 more weeks. That is, she has also been pushing. But still, let's just wait and see.
Okay, well, if someone requests to change their time, then we can just say no, right? But we didn't do that. We told her that it was perfectly fine. So we weren't organized in order to be able to actually coordinate it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but in future, like for example,
Lina updated on communication doc the reporting time for the Aline. The time she says she will report on 2nd August, it was updated, and again she pushed again. So I don't know. It was already updated. We update on communication. Everything that someone say I'm going to report, you usually update on communication doc.
In future, let's just do like this, Jay. If someone does not show up for 3 months, we just hire new people or recruit.
Well, that's what I've been saying all along. It's like we focus on the recruitment. None of this will be an issue, but we don't do the recruitment. That's the problem. If we just focus on the recruitment, we'd be perfectly fine.
You know, sometimes we just see also we don't have enough funds, maybe, or do we really have, how much do we have for recruitment? Because if someone says I'll report on this day, let's just see that they are almost 3 months. If they won't report,
our problem with the budget is that the work doesn't get done. Right? The problem with the budget.
The work will not get done if the people are not serious there. Like Zulu is only focusing on taxes, nothing else doing internal ops. And Zulu is not even that person that can even communicating. When Zulu saying I'm not going to be available, no, he don't even say that. And currently, it's the only person that even having at least a good budget.
Okay, but how does you just saying that help anything?
No, Zulu is helping, but he don't work on internal ops like us. Also, we have to do both. Yeah, he don't. No time you will find Zulu doing internal ops except only if it is selling days. Nothing else apart from that.
Okay, but how does it help to say that? Like, what is the point? What is your point? I don't understand how that helps anything. Like, if you're talking about recruitment, it doesn't make any sense at all. If you're talking about firing people, it also doesn't make sense. I don't understand what you're trying to say or why you're saying that. Like, what is the goal of complaining about ZLU? Like, what do you want to change?
Okay, I think you said that nothing is getting done. I don't know.
The work's not getting done. We know the work's not getting done. We need to, what I'm saying is, like, screw it all. Let's just recruit new people until the work gets done. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not complaining about ZLU. ZLU is not doing internal ops.
But that's not necessarily a problem. Also, I think he's ranked pretty low, which might mean that he shouldn't be working on internal ops as much. You know? He should be working more on client work.
I know he ran low. Even the budgeting is there. Even the highest person on the budget right now, currently. Why? Or is it bad to work on internal ops? You cannot work on only one thing.
ZLU is ranked around, he's not the lowest. His buddy team's not the lowest.
Number 5.
Yeah, number 5. So, but I'm still confused on why we're even talking about this and what the whole point is and what it has to do with the budget and what you guys are trying to get accomplished. Like, we have very limited time. We're on a hard stop. We have lots of work to do. Maybe we should just move on or wrap up or something, because I'm not sure exactly what the goal is anymore.
No, let's just continue. I'm just trying to say that if he's focusing on taxes alone, but he was not even organized. We had to.
But
just
neither are we. Neither is anyone else. Like why blame and point the blame at other people? We are the ones who need to be accountable. Just like everybody else, right? Like, nobody is doing a great job here. If we were doing such an amazing good job, then it wouldn't be a problem to get rid of everyone else and just move forward. But we're not, right? So that's the problem. The problem is that nobody's getting everything completed and organized, right? So
for me, I can see we are doing great job. The thing is, if the other people are not, we are 15 and the active members are 3. How do you expect the work to get done with only 3 people, the whole of organization?
And everyone is in the budget also.
And everyone is in the budget.
Yeah, so but why don't we just follow the policies and then just move forward? If we just follow the policies, everything will be fine.
That's why we are saying get inactive members out. Then we recruit people who are serious and working.
So let's follow the policy, and then we can get them out. So what do you want to do about it?
Yeah. We get the policy. For me, I see a lot is done. Not even like people. We are 3, but we are getting most of the work done.
Okay, so what's the buddy team and what's the policy? What do you want to do?
We just get everyone who is in the budget to be accountable and work.
How is that a policy?
Showing up. Everything is just overwhelming people.
We do a lot of work. The thing is, if we are only 3, we need internal ops. We need to get client work done. And we are only 3 of us. And internal ops, sometimes
why aren't we prioritizing recruitment? Why don't we prioritize recruitment?
Yeah, that's the best way to move forward. Let's just do just have recruit new people.
All right, so I'm adding it to the steering committee. Recruitment. Also, I want to make sure we add recruitment to the internal ops budget, which I think it is.
Yeah.
And the other thing also we need to observe on recruitment, like we have these another new members. Let's have a policy whereby if a new recruiter is joining us, let's give them 1 month. If they're not serious, take them off of the budget.
Is that the policy?
No, I just say let's just try to come up with the policy.
So you're saying you want a new policy? You're proposing a new policy? Is that a proposal?
I don't know whether it can be a proposal, just the way I see it. Instead, like, you can see these guys, you tell them how many times to make the schedule. They're not even making the schedule. There are 3 of them new members.
Okay, but we're also not paying them. If they don't have a schedule and they don't work, then they don't get paid. So we have money to hire other people. Do you understand? Like, who cares? If they don't want to work, Let's find people who do. It doesn't affect our budget.
It doesn't affect, but it is just in our still on our budget.
Well, but we're not paying them.
When we use the tabulation, tabulating 600. All of us 15 we are in the budget. Sure. They should not use the tabulation we are billing, because it is 600 cannot fit 15 people when only 3 people are working.
I know, but through the ranking, the new ranking process will totally change the entire ranking process so that all the people who are working would be ranked to the top. So if you want to do the new ranking process, then that will do that automatically, and then it's very easy to just do a simple ranked budget.
Yeah, for me, I go for that one because it does not make sense. Someone is not working and you are just that person in the budget using the money you build for. I think for me, I'm just for that ranking. Using the new
so you're saying you want to go back to our options and go for option number 3 instead of option number 1.
But because we have gone far, let's just continue with option 1 and see. If it cannot work, for me, really, I'm just for the option with the new ranking tabulation.
Okay, but again, the main difference is that in this model, Albina and Steve-O is ranked, you're the 3rd ranked buddy team, 1, 2, 3, and Joseph and Lucy is number 4 according to this. Wait, no, that's not correct at all. You guys actually didn't rank anything.
No, we did. It's just only rated Joyce and Aline, I think. We did the ranking.
That looks better. Okay, so if we just take all of them ranked, Albina and Steve is 5. So Albina and Steve are ranked 5, and Lucy and Joseph is ranked 6. Asif and Razu is ranked 7. I mean, Asif, Razu, and Zilu is ranked 7. Almas and Rashid 8. Miguel and Luis 9. Okay, that makes sense. So with this ranking model, with this doing the option number 1, this is the ranking. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is the baseline for the budget. Like the ranking defines the entire rest of the budget. So if we do a different ranking method like option 3, it'll change the order of the ranking. I mean, we don't know exactly what that order will be until we actually do it. But we could do that, and obviously it will prioritize people who are actually doing work and bringing in net positive revenue.
That's why I was also saying that we consider the new rankings. Like now, for example, Zilu comes number 7. Zilu is doing a lot of work, client work, billing much. Razu is inactive. They are still in the MBT together. Nilabra is not showing up. Zona doesn't even show up.
Yes, I understand that. You guys say that over and over and over and over again, but it doesn't do anything, right? I can say over and over and over again that all these people didn't show up, but it doesn't help move anything forward. All that helps move things forward is to follow the policies, right? You can complain. It's just complaining. You guys are just constantly complaining about this person doesn't do work. That person didn't show up. This person didn't do that. This person sucks. That person I don't like. This person, they are not good. I'm so much better. It's just complaining. It doesn't actually follow any policy, and it doesn't move anything forward. Do you understand?
Okay, I have to correct that.
Okay,
please,
let's get one at a time.
Using a wrong
Lucy?
The wrong term, saying we said we are better than anyone else. I don't know who said that word.
Well, if you're complaining and you're saying that everybody else is worse and bad, that is implying that you're better. That's just what the implication is.
Are we complaining when we are coming up with issues? Is that complaining?
No, I'm saying that we can talk all we want about how bad everyone else is, but it doesn't actually move anything forward. What moves things forward is following the policies and actually making decisions. Does that make sense?
But say what's the meaning of having a meeting and discussion? We are just trying to see where the issues comes from.
Sure.
Because if
I agree with you guys.
Done, why are we not facing the issues that are causing it?
But I totally agree
with you
guys.
So we are just not even complaining, but we want to get a solution at the end of the meeting.
But the solution is the policies. That is the solution.
Yeah. That's why we know also it is part of even recruitment. It's also part of the solution.
But
so
we
you're
can't
just trying to say where the problem
we can't do
from.
recruitment right now, so it can't be part of the solution of this meeting. We can only prioritize recruitment in the future.
Yeah.
And recruitment takes time. It takes a lot of time and patience. So what I'm trying to say is that I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you that all these people aren't showing up. I completely agree with you that they're, not doing their share of the work. I completely agree with you that, it's silly, over and over and over again, that we're in this position and that they should be stepping up and our team is not together and the responsibility is our own. It's our problem. We didn't do the scheduling correctly. We didn't do the recruitment correctly. We didn't do the team training correctly. We didn't get the work done and we're still in hard stop. All these problems, we're all responsible for all of it. So
that also because they are hired. By the end of the month, they get money. They're also hired. If they attend the meeting, they have to do that. Not only us.
Like for example, let's say we have a work much far.
Better.
Only 3 people out of 15. Not even a quarter of the people working. So that's why you can only bill only 600 when we have it like when we are supposed to work on the whole amount. So that is where the problem is. Not showing up, poor communication, not working, not accountable. You want to fit yourself in the budget.
Okay, but we can talk about this literally for 20 hours and it will literally do absolutely nothing for us. So, I mean, I don't know how much longer you want to talk about it or what the goal is, but if we want to keep talking about it,
when
you
can't. Come up with, when you come up with the option or proposal, we just need you to come up with the proposal. We want you to know that we are only 3 people who are working, and we are 15.
I did come up with a proposal, and more than that, we passed it, and I spent dozens of hours implementing it and creating an entire new tabulation system. I did hours and hours of training. I put all of it together, and you guys don't want to use it. So, it's not my problem.
Okay, can we move forward? Then we move to...
I just don't see how it's my responsibility to fix all of your guys' problems and everyone's problems. It's like, why don't we do it together and figure out a solution together? My proposal is would be to do option 3. If you guys want to rank higher, then do option 3, or we can do the complex method that will also rank you higher. The other option for you ranking higher is to update your budgets so that you're, have more, have a lower hours money per hour. And then you would rank higher. So those are your options. There's 3 very simple options.
It's not for me to rank higher or what. Just for me to get the work done as a team, we just have to come. What should we do? Because even though I will rank high, we still going to face all this problem. How can we get the work done? That's the issue that I have. That's the issue. I'm not really concerned about myself. Or Albina may be concerned about ourselves. No, we are concerned about the organization. How are we going to move from covering our own client work? We will cover when everyone is working. In which way? What can we do to make these people happy?
So, Albina, or Mina, do you guys want to just like wrap up, or what do you want to do? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Jay.
I need to plug in my computer. I seem to be running out of batteries.
Oh, sorry.
But I'm kind of lost here. I mean, I don't know what else to do. Like, I don't feel like we really want to just go follow the policies and processes. Here, hold on. I'm gonna go get my computer plugged.
Sorry. So are we wrapping up? And if we wrap up, will we continue maybe in a session to just discuss on the option on the budget, because it seems we haven't finished on the budget.
Oh, sorry, James, for taking you back. Let's focus on our topic.
Jay, let's continue.
So one other very reasonable option is that we're not getting the work done. So the last thing we want to do is cut anyone from the budget and do our best to try to get all the people who already are in the budget to do work. Right? That could be another good option for the organization. Right? And maybe we shouldn't be talking about cutting anybody, especially if we want to do more recruitment. So what do you guys want to, here, let me put the options that I have here in terms of like, no, my computer is not working. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, it looks like my computer is totally frozen. But you can still hear me.
Yeah, we can.
I can hear you, Jay.
Yeah, well, my computer's totally frozen. So I can't do anything. But anyways, just to review the options, I think there's 4 options. One would be just to wrap up and stop. 2 would be to go through option number 3 and how to do the new budget ranking. And then 4 would be the complex method. So those would be the options that I would put out there. But I mean, I just don't really see what else to do here, you know? I mean, you guys basically just want to cut everybody out of the budget outside of any policy.
No, we are not cutting anyone in the budget.
So why don't we just follow the policies then and just do the work and get a new budget?
Okay.
Like, why? I just don't get it. I think we should just get focused and you know, I mean, I think it's perfectly fine to have all these concerns, but I've heard them 10 times now. At least 10 times.
So we should not repeat that. You always say you have to repeat and repeat.
Well, but what's the policy though? We need what I say we need to repeat is priorities and policies, right? So we need to get the priority, address the priority, and then if we want to create a new policy and get a new proposal, we can do that. That's perfectly fine. What are you looking for? You don't have your phone? Do you want me to call it?
It was just a concern anyway. I think now that we know we cannot repeat them, I think it is always good when you see an issue still persist and you have to make sure you have to say what's the purpose of the meeting. Then we can just move on. And next time we will not repeat again, even though we see the problem, that the same problem that we face. We just have to be quiet. I think this is what we want.
Why don't you guys make a proposal? Right? I made a proposal. I made a new process. I brought it forward. I created it. I spent dozens and dozens of hours doing it. You guys don't want to. You guys don't want to move forward with it. You know, I can't do anything about that. You know, it's like, and now you guys are all upset about it. I don't know. I just don't understand. So I did a lot of work to try to fix your guys' issue, and instead of working with me, you chose to not do it. Are we not on the same page on that, Albina? Like,
come up, Jay.
Last month this was an issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I spent almost 30 to 50 hours creating an entire new tabulation method for the budget, for a whole new ranking process to address this issue, and we're not doing any. You guys don't want to use it, you know. So we're not using it, which is perfectly fine. But it's like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, I don't understand. It's like you want me to solve a whole nother problem again with like you don't like the solution I did that you refuse to like use. I don't know. I just don't understand. Like, do you understand what I'm saying, Albina?
Yeah, I understand, Jay. It's not that we refuse to use the new tabulation process. It's just only that we wanted to see if actually we did the vote for option 1, but we also have to reconsider again on the new tabulation rankings.
Well, that's perfectly fine. I don't care.
Yeah, but we are not refusing to use it, Jay. I think this is the first time we have to implement that. It's not that we refuse. It is a new thing. As this is the first time we are going to use it. So
sure, but we could have done the complex ranking method many, many times, and we never did it. So.
But I'm not talking on the complex, Jay. We are talking on the new tabulation process ranking.
Sure, either one would rank you guys higher. So I just don't see what.
But we did not refuse, Jay. We did not refuse. This is the first time we have to use it.
I know, but we just voted like literally an hour ago to not use it. Do you guys not remember that?
I remember.
Yeah. So, you know, if you guys have an issue with the current method and the current policies, then maybe you guys don't want to use this method and you want to use a different method.
No, we will just use that one because for me, I'm revoking even my vote. I could have voted for that one, the new tabulation ranking.
So you want to use the new tabulation ranking?
Yes, because that one maybe even work better.
It's based, that one is based on actual net positive revenue versus net negative loss. Right? So that's what it is, right? So it's a whole different way of organizing the budget, and we haven't done the training on it. We just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I think that was the next step to train us on that.
That was the next step that we never did. Exactly.
Yeah, that's why we didn't even vote for it, because there was no training on that. So we can prioritize on the training, then we consider that one. That one is
obviously, if we had voted it, we would have done the training. That's what we would have done. But we didn't vote for it, and so we didn't do the training. Instead, we went over, and I'm training you on how to fix the budget, but it's just ending in, you know, chaos and arguments.
I don't know whether there is argument.
Well, we're not making any progress here. So why don't we back up and re-propose option number 3 and go with that, and then maybe we can do that tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe we can say that.
You know, I do not understand the option 3 well, the consequence for that. That's why I hope to go with the old option until I get clear so that I can vote for that. That was the issue.
Okay, but when you don't know what something's clear, you ask a question. You don't just vote for something else just because you don't understand it. You ask questions. That's why when we vote on things, we ask 3 questions. One is, are there any clarification questions? Does anyone have any questions about the proposals? And then number 2 is, are there any concerns? And number 3, are there any objections, right? There's 3 steps there. So if you guys did have questions and concerns, then you should have brought them up. We didn't address that. So that is our problem. But overall, it sounded like you guys wanted just to go with the normal method because it was easier to do. But now we've obviously hit the point where it's not functional. Something that's not functional, it doesn't matter that it's easier. It's pointless to try it because it doesn't work, right? It's not working. No one's happy with it. We can't pass the budget. We can't move forward with it. It's not working. Problem. All right. So maybe we should back up again. So I would like to check out. It's getting pretty late here, and we've already gone over 2.5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that we should just save this for like Tuesday or something like that, and we have a whole week to do the budget. I mean, we technically should have, draft budget by now, but we don't. So from there, we get one more week until we would hit soft stop, and then we hit soft stop, and then we get hard stop. The last, the first quarter would be hard stop, budget hard stop. We don't want to get budget hard stop, but that technically we have 2 full weeks before budget hard stop and 1 week for soft stop. And remember, we're on taxes hard stop, so really our focus should be taxes first, and then budget second. Okay, and then we don't need to technically worry about the budget until we hit budget hard stop to be at the equivalent of taxes hard stop. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I would say that, we're perfectly fine. My computer is literally frozen, so I can't do any training right now unless we stopped. I would have to restart my entire computer, get everything back and going, and then we would have to sign back on and do everything over again. It would just be a mess. So, or take a while. I don't know. So anyways, I think we should just wrap up and check out, and then tomorrow or on Tuesday we can pick this up. Work on the taxes some, and then we can do the training. It'll take like a half an hour to train you on how to do the new method for the budget. It's really not complicated at all. It's not that hard, And it's only it's less complicated than the complicated method for sure. It's not really that hard. I just need to show you how to do it.
Okay.
And the outcome of that will be that anyone who has, has helped bring in income and done internal ops work and budget and billable work will automatically rank higher. So can we check out, or what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, we can check out today.
All right. So I guess I can start. Are you taking notes?
Okay.
Because I can't take notes. My computer's frozen. All right.
Yeah, I am.
I would say that that this session was, difficult, and also, I think it just shows why decision making is so important. It's like I feel like we took a wrong turn. That's pretty much how I feel about it, is that, we went through this last month. We made a new policy for the new tabulation, the new budget rankings based on net revenue, positive net revenue. So we should just do it. And then I think it'll improve upon, everything. So that's how I feel about it. And I think we just took a wrong turn. Perfectly fine. It happens. We've made lots of wrong turns. Trust me, in this year of working together, we've made lots of bad decisions. And the only thing that helps us is that you learn from your mistakes. We make mistakes all the time. I make mistakes all the time. We as a group make mistakes all the time. And if we don't learn from them, then we won't succeed. But if we continue to learn from our mistakes, nothing can stop us. So I'm going to continue to work on the budget over the week. I'm going to be working on the mission within external client. I'm going to be working on the New Earth Nation external client. I'm also going to be working on taxes, lots and lots of taxes. So that's pretty much it for me. And I'll probably give the whole session like a 5. Check.
It's my turn. The session was good, but the only thing that I can ask Jay not to tell us we are complaining while we try to see the issues that we have. I think you need to always begin. It's those words you say, you guys, you are just complaining. You let someone like in future, if you have something, you're afraid to say it because you feel like when you say this, it will be like repetition and it's gonna be a problem. So let's just focus on that and see the other way that we can let these members to get active. Even though we can see the option that how can we recruit members that are going to be active. And then I will give the session 6. Thank you.
Albina.
Yeah, thank you, Jay, for your time. Actually,
Okay, bye.
I know. Okay, bye, Lucy. I know we took the wrong direction. Actually, for me, I thought we also needed to do some training on that so that we finalize on the new process. But sorry for wasting time also. And I just want to say that we need to focus. Let's just focus on productive things, and we see how we can move forward. And I give a session, let me just say 6, because we were 3 and we discussed a lot, even if it was too much complaining, but also it came to our concern also, because we are not doing much when we are few of us. But maybe in future we will just get progress on whatever we are doing. And also I will be focusing on taxes this week. We get done on taxes and on top internal business operation, if actually we will end the hard stop. Thank you, Jay, for your time, and have a good night.
Okay, cool. And you know, I would just say that, like, yeah, I guess we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, thank you. I'll talk to you later. I'm sure everything will work out, and you know, it's just, it is what it is. Like, oh, I remember what I was gonna say. It's like main sessions, and specifically this type of session. Like, one of the main purpose of main sessions is to prioritize what we need to do, and then do. Yeah, if we need to do training, we do training. Like I don't understand why you guys would think we wouldn't do training during a quarter moon session. Like, we just prioritize whatever we think the top priority is, and we address it. And if that includes training, it's training. You know, so like that's what this time and space is, and that's what I thought.
Okay, sorry.
Well, no, it's not about being sorry. It's about making sure we're on the same page and communicating. For me, the whole idea of a main session is that we want to answer questions, help each other, you know, do trainings, like make sure that people know and are able to get the work done. Like, I don't know, that just seems like what the goal is of main sessions. And so if that's not clear, then that's a bigger problem. We need to address that.
Yeah, I understand that, Jay.
So maybe
next
you
time
can
we
add
just
that.
need to improve on it.
Well, maybe you need to add that to our next steps, and we could even put that at the top of the session. Like, maybe we need to make a section in the notes that's basically like the purpose of the session, so that it's really clear to everybody. You know, so to remind us. So if you can add that to our next steps, you know, or a priority list, that would be good. My computer is still frozen.
Okay.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye. You take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.